okay, you walked away. But you need to understand, why was I drawn to this?
Thank
Why did I accept this? Why did I walk away? What is it in me? Because sometimes when people treat you some kind of way, it's not even them. So
Let's go. Higher and higher. You done feel me with holy fire. Everybody sing along.
Hello and welcome back to Common Sense for Relationships. How are you doing? I'm so glad that you're with us today on the show. And with me in the studio today is my wonderful husband and a couple of guests that I will introduce shortly. But first of all, I'd like to let you know, once again, my name is Anietie Bature, and I am the host of the Common Sense for Relationships live show. And like I always say, on this show, we bring you valuable information to help you make better decisions in your lives and in your relationships. Now, to my darling husband.
But when they use those things to qualify you, wonderful, darling, and all of those things, there's a way that your hair can begin to form that you get. But I know that I am fine. Nothing is going to happen. So whatever you are planning, I call it not will not work. No weapon form again. So I'm repping for the guys. Guys, I'm repping for last week we did help. I am a man, but this week we are helping.
At least with this thing that you have just said, I believe everybody will now realize that words of affirmation is not one of your love languages.
No, it's not. It's not. Okay. Actually, it's not.
When somebody is giving you commendation, you're looking at it as suspicious.
It's not. See, one of my love language is credit alert. In life, try me.
But it's not one of the 5. You've created your own, so that's number 6.
All right.
What's love language again?
Are you both trying to cause financial trauma?
Hey!
That's where they start.
All right, and over to our wonderful co-host today on the show and guests. We have Jimoski.
Good day, everyone. My name is Jimoski. Nice to be here. Beside me, I'm here with a future
Mrs. Future Mrs.
But let's
no, somebody's future. That's why.
Not your own. Not your own.
Future Mrs. Somebody. My name is Yoma
Coming
Abidjama.
soon.
I'm really excited to be on the show today. I think I'm going to be learning a lot because the topic is quite interesting. I'm like, okay, what's going on? That exists. So yeah, might be interesting to you too. So stay and listen to what we have to share.
Awesome.
Hi guys, my name is Uche.
Nothing more.
Let's just leave it as Uche.
Exactly.
Okay.
I'm happy to be
Keep it
here
simple.
as usual.
Hashtag Uche inspires.
Uche music, Uche money, Uche daddy.
Uche, not the look face as well.
No, they look Uche face. It's good to be here. I look forward to an interesting time as always with you guys. Thank you.
Awesome. You're all welcome. And to you who's online watching this show, especially to those of you who keep coming week after week.
I want to take the time to actually celebrate our fans in Kenya.
Yeah.
We actually found out that we have a lot of people watching us from Kenya.
Wow.
Who knows? One day we may show up. You push just invite us. Me, I know to cause just buy me tickets and set up all this.
And we will be there.
We will be there.
We will be there.
Right.
All of us.
Yeah, all our new subscribers, our channel is growing. You guys are watching, and we hope that you are learning. Just last week we entered 4,000 subscribers last week, and it's you guys. So let's just it's all of you that are doing that. So we celebrate you, and I think even the comments, just keep the comments coming in, and I'm looking forward to a session where we will actually take some of the comments on the channel and probably bring some of those people, to give their opinions live on the set.
Yeah.
It's really we just celebrate you, our community.
Yes, thank you so much. And it's interesting that even in the comment sections, we are having answers provided to questions that you raised. So feel free, if you didn't get the chance to ask your question while the show was on, feel free to ask your question in the comments and we'll get to it. It's our utmost pleasure. Okay, so our topic for today, drum roll. Help! I'm dating my trauma. Wait, first of all, I have to commend you, my darling husband. I'll say darling now, you'll say something else. But honestly, someone sent commendation to me for you. Right? Because these names, it's your thing.
The title, ba?
Yes, the titles you come up with, it's just your thing, right? It's beautiful. It's a gift that you have there.
Well, I have to be a very humble man at this point and say it's a team effort, because some people will be there at the back saying, he doesn't commend people, but I'm commending the team that is at the back. You people can see I'm commending you on live sets. Do you understand? So I have a team that we have worked together and they are getting the vibe. So once I shoot my shots, they give me 3 other shots and
okay, great. Kudos to the team.
Yes.
Okay, help. I am dating my trauma. And if you're wondering where this is coming from, that's from that whole Stockholm Syndrome thing. And if you're not familiar with the Stockholm Syndrome, it's just when a victim, someone who is held captive, maybe you're kidnapped or something, begins to develop feelings, some kind of attachment, dependency, all of that, almost as if you're in love with your captor. So you're supposed to be hating this person, you're supposed to be annoyed with this person, you're supposed to not want to have any kind of bond, but sometimes these bonds are built in the process of the captivity.
And some just to buttress what you have said, sometimes you find out that in someone might be thinking, okay, Stockholm Syndrome, they're not going too far. But these things are very real because I've had a lady walk into my office and she's describing what she's going through in her relationship. And I'm sitting there trying to, kind of just get a sense, let her express, and I'm taking notes. But by the time I finish taking notes, I asked 1 or 2 questions. And guess what? This lady is supposed to be, quote unquote, hating this guy. As per this is somebody that has done all of these things that I am not comfortable with. But as I'm trying to ask 1 or 2 questions, she's defending the heck out of this brother. And I'm thinking, okay, something's going on here. Real life. It's not real life. And she's defending the guy, making excuses. So at a point, I had to stop and I asked another question. At that point, I now asked her, who do you really want to date? Who is the person you really want to date? Give me 5 qualities. And she gave me 5 qualities that are a stark contrast from this guy. At the end of the day, guess what happened? I now had to ask her, because I got her to go to my board in my office and wrote. And I had to ask her, okay, this is the person you are dating. But this is the person you say you want to date. So what do you think is going on here? She said she doesn't know. She has been trying to, sorry church people, she has been trying to let the Holy Spirit change him from this to this.
Wow. Okay, all right, that's quite interesting. I was thinking that the reason would be something else, but the fact that she was hoping that a change will happen. That's interesting. Anyway, before we get into the rest of the meat, right?
She was hooked on the dysfunction.
Yeah.
Thing shocked me. Well, anyway, I'm sure.
So, but so for what you're saying basically is that these things still happen today. And just in case you're thinking Stockholm Syndrome, what's it? Should I Google and stuff? We'll help you out with just a little description of what it is. So,
what's your trauma?
Yes. So Stockholm Syndrome describes a psychological response where victims of captivity or abuse develop emotional bonds loyalty, or affection for their captors or abusers.
Okay.
So it stems from three things.
Mhm.
Number one, fear and dependency.
One.
So this is where the victim relies on the abuser for survival or protection.
Okay.
Are people hearing? Second one, intermittent kindness. Okay. So occasionally, the victim receives good treatment. Okay. And that makes them feel grateful. So this person may be mean, person may be harsh, beat you, all sorts, and then go out and shop for you, buy you an expensive bag, or send money to your account after giving you a black eye and that kind of stuff, right? And then the last one, isolation. This is where the abuser becomes the primary or only point of emotional reference. So
And
there's
blocked
nobody
you from
else. Yes.
All your friends.
Exactly.
Your community.
Exactly. And then in some cases, they'll start telling you that without me, nobody else will love you.
Will love you.
No one else will tolerate you. I'm doing you a favor and stuff like that.
I want to say something. Maybe you can, so that we can shift the conversation.
Yes.
To our panel and our guests. Do you understand? Give them the definition of trauma, because what I want to say is the fact that you see that this all of these things we have said that we are building is happening to both guys and ladies, right? It's not a gender. It's not a gender. It's happening to both guys and ladies, and you see that it's as if people are on a continuous basis getting hooked on dysfunction. They are getting. It's as if they are getting hooked on the dysfunction. The guy gives you a black eye and buys you a new phone, and he says I'm sorry, and you are saying, oh, what happened? No, don't worry about what
he
happened.
apologized.
He apologized.
He didn't mean it.
He didn't mean it.
I was the one who started it.
I was the one. You understand? Because face to face with me, somebody is sitting there making excuses for a dysfunction. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So I had to pause and change strategy within a session. I had to pause and change strategy because I was now almost looking like the bad guy.
Interesting.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I was face to face with a dysfunction.
Okay, so let me give the definition of trauma and then we'll throw it open to the panel. So trauma is a deeply distressing or disturbing experience that overwhelms a person's ability to cope, leaving lasting emotional, psychological, or even physical effects. Okay, so it can come from single events like accidents, assaults, disasters, or sudden loss. It can also come from repeated, ongoing experiences such as abuse, neglect, toxic relationships, or long-term stress.
I think we should open the conversation. Right?
Yes!
Because one other thing I want to mention, because we're using some big words, but I'm hoping that the conversations will break them on Stockholm Syndrome, trauma, even abuse. You know, some people are being abused in a relationship and they don't even know. Do you get?
Yeah.
They won't even count it as abuse. They will just say, he was just upset. That's why he was stalking me down.
Some people think it's only when it's physical. That's when it's abuse. They don't realize the other forms. Okay, over to you.
So
wonderful
Yoma,
panel.
Yoma, I know you said you are going to
I
learn.
have a lot
So,
that so just listening, like there's been a lot in my head. I think that it looks far-fetched, but it's not really far-fetched. I think that most people have some amount of trauma bond. I think so. Most people. So you would need to listen to a conversation like this,
yeah.
so that you can check where you are bonding with trauma, but you might not know that that's a trauma bond. So I was thinking about so I call them my kids, but she's actually my niece, right? So her mom scolds her or something. And then I'm there, like I'm your auntie, I'm your cool auntie, right? And I'm trying to carry you and hug you. And she doesn't want me at that time. She wants that same her mom, right? That scolded her to be the person to say sorry. So I feel like it's similar. There is something about narrative of something that is negative or someone that you think should have cared about you treating you some kind of way that makes people want to chase and keep chasing and try to change or force the narrative to change. So you're dating someone in your head. Probably when you started dating the person, you're thinking, oh, this is going to be the person that's going to protect me, that's going to be there for me. And then that same person now turns out to be the person that's abusing you. And then you're not trying so hard to insist that, no, this person is not going to be an abuser. Even though the person is an abuser, there's a part of you that is holding on to the story that you started with. And you're trying to ensure that, okay, I will keep staying here until I get to the point where I can now say, after all, he was not an abuser. Okay, he's an abuser. Unfortunately.
Sure.
So similar with the child that says, because she's thinking, my mom cannot be hitting me. My mom loves me. So let her say sorry. So when she says sorry, I will now be emotionally. So they're holding on to that person to change. They want the end of the story to be, oh yeah, it was just a period of time. I just had to go through this. But at the end of the day, he's an amazing person. And they're not thinking about the effects of the time that they're spending, the accumulation of that trauma, what it's doing to them. And over time, they even forget why they are there. They forget that it's because they're trying to get him to change or they're waiting for him to change. They now kind of bond with that toxic behavior. That is almost like something, like a drug.
Yes.
They allow themselves to take it in that they can barely, stay without it. It's still similar to someone who is with a guy, right? You're with a guy. Maybe you're trying to have a conversation like, okay, what's up? Where are we going? Maybe you're dating, right? And this guy is not even saying anything. I was watching a movie. That's why I remember this. The guy's not saying anything about marriage. He just wants to continue dating. Probably you have become Lord of the Rings. But you're trying to say to this person, hey, what are we doing? And the person is saying, wait.
We are
And the
nothing
person is
but pencils
waiting.
in the hand of
Nothing but pencil is even good. At least you know that you're nothing. You carry your bag and stuff and go. But some person is saying, I love you. Okay, let's get married now. Or the people, they're not even dating. They're close. They're dating, but they're not dating. Because the guy has refused.
Friends with benefits.
Yeah. And then the girl is saying, yo, what are we doing? Or even the guy goes both. It happens to both. What are we doing? But the guy is not saying anything. He's not committing in any way. But the girl chooses to be there because she's waiting, because she's desperate for that story to be different. And some people spend years just there. And then when they come out, they don't come out the way they were before. They come out damaged. They come out trying to heal from the impact of all that time and all the trauma and everything. And man, it's scary. It's scary.
So I think I'd like to come in with, so I usually would say one of the things or one of the reasons why we are here every Saturdays with you guys is not just to entertain you with relatable stories. It's not just to, give you knowledge. When knowledge doesn't transform to some actionable
when I can use it.
Something that you can actually use and you are determined to use, then it becomes useless even listening. Like the entire time is a waste.
Yeah.
While she was thinking, a number of stories were popping up in my head. I mean, relatable stories. But before we even go into sharing one or two and maybe commenting on some of the things that you've actually highlighted and our hosts have actually highlighted as well, please just know one of the things that I usually tell myself when I'm tempted, or back then, even till now, because abuse could actually be in your workplace too. So let me not say before.
It's not just
One of the
dating,
things that I usually would tell myself, because I've outgrown it's not possible for anybody to abuse me in a relationship. I'm married and happily married too.
Happily.
Yes, it is actually. Of course, it comes with its own. There are different traumas and all of that. So you definitely encounter one or two. But thank God for the willingness to actually discuss and accept the truth and see what we can do to move on. But that's not even where I'm going to. So it can actually be in your office. It can be with a friend. Some friends are actually manipulative. Guy friendship, lady, because you're looking for that affirmation. That's you understand. you
You're
keep
trying to force
tolerating
narrative.
rubbish
You're trying to force
and all of that.
narrative
But
to
something
what's
that has
happening.
actually always helped me, and that is where I'm starting from because I don't want to forget when, every other thing starts popping up is, if it's in a relationship, I usually tell myself the extreme possibility. What if this person drops dead right now? Won't I move on? And once I say that in my head, I've moved on. It helps me come back to reality. Like I reboot because I can actually live without this person. So why do I have to tolerate rubbish?
No,
You understand?
This whole thing
And-
about sorry to cut you short. Like I just want to
Okay.
hone in on this because
Okay.
this thing about I can live without somebody. It's a healing, it's a freeing truth.
It's the truth. It's the truth.
I can live without my dad is not here. Yeah, does it hurt? Yes. But hey, it's been 5
You're
years
moving on.
and nobody
You're
died.
moving
No,
on.
no.
You're moving
No,
on.
but- Nobody died.
You'll be moving on, but that picture will still be coming.
It will be coming,
Yeah.
right?
You can even
But
move on from
believe
the
me
picture.
when they say,
Exactly.
I
Yeah, you
think
cannot
So-
move.
so
You cannot
I
move
think-
from the
I
picture.
think one of the things,
Over time, you can move on from the picture.
I
Sef.
think one of the things, one other truth that I would like to bring in before I now complete what I was saying actually, is the fact that time truly heals everything. Time heals. Like, yes, where you might say time doesn't heal 100%, might be when you lose loved ones. Like, I lost my grandma some years ago. Once in a while, I still wish she was there, or she's here now to see her great grandchildren and all of that. Do you understand?
Yeah.
But when it comes to relationship, time heals. And one of the ways you know that time heals is the fact that every single time you decide to move on, it's a matter of time you look back and you'll be asking yourself, what was it about this person that even made you feel the person was anything?
Okay,
Because truly, people become
What you make
what
of
we
them.
make of them. And love is what actually makes people so what's the word now?
So powerful.
Our love is what makes them powerful. Our love is what makes people look like you can't do without them.
Okay.
That's why you move on from them, and within a short time you look back, it turns to irritation. Not traumatic irritation, but you begin to see that this person is just like every other human being until you started to love
Okay,
the
so
person.
Mr. Ujo, let me say something. Let me share your experience on the part you said time
Heals, yeah.
But I want to disagree that not for everybody.
Let's go there.
Yeah. So
I actually agree with you.
yeah, I have a case where my uncle, he died while he was mad throughout. And what happened was that during the Civil War in our village, I think I was little, like 5 years, and the rebel came into our village, and the style they were using to kill people was something that even, I believe I was a little boy. If I were an adult, maybe something could have happened. So imagine my uncle got married, and they were like 7 years in their marriage. They didn't have a child. And luckily, they got the child. And I think they said the woman was like 8 months pregnant.
This is Sierra Leone, right?
No, Liberia.
Liberia.
Yeah. Okay. So this rebel came to the village. And in the process of coming to the village, they just saw this woman who was pregnant. And they were like, this picking inside this stomach is boy. The other guy said gay. This one inside the stomach, boy. The other guy said gay. And they were just arguing. And lucky, they live something. They bet, they put cash on it. And that woman was alive. And they staff her stomach and they pull out the child.
Oh my
Fine.
goodness.
And moment that man got mad. So after some years, after the 5-6 years, he recovered himself. But whenever that picture flash, he go back. So his whole life to that time, he just find himself into that moment. So it can be. So it can be something that you cannot tell me such person will forget such things.
So
that
perhaps I should have
taken down to agree.
I understand where this particular scenario, but in the
Context.
in the context, this particular context,
Context.
thank you. In the particular context of relationship,
Yes, I was even going to say.
I think there's a difference.
When we are talking about trauma, can you
So
be
there
the
are
searching of
extremes.
relationship?
Yeah, I know. What I said was basically in the context of I've not really seen anybody who was in an abusive relationship and eventually found the courage to walk away and truly walk away and say that 10 years later they have still not gotten over that person. I have not seen.
What about a lady that is raped? What about a lady that is raped?
Excuse me.
I
I beg to disagree.
All right, sir. Let's hear what you.
So for me, the traumas will actually sit in the same bucket, even though they are different types.
Yeah.
Do you understand? Because it's trauma. So there are different types. So just like Jimoski has spoken about, you find people that are in trauma, and I am one of those that actually disagree that time doesn't heal.
It doesn't
all
heal.
wounds.
Yeah.
Right. There are some wounds that time will heal, like when you bruise your leg. Sometimes,
Exactly.
if you don't,
Not the one your leg cut off. oh. Not the one you cut off your leg. oh.
the thing will dry out after some time. But actually, what I believe, because the reason why time doesn't heal some traumas is because some people walk out of the relationship in quotes, but they don't walk out of it in reality.
Yeah.
So the guy left that scene of the crime, but the scene of the crime never left him. So you find somebody walks out of a relationship that the person has been in a trauma, but the relationship has not left them because they are still in the trauma. And some traumas don't heal because you keep repeating and replaying them in your mind. They heal because you open that box and walk through the process and get healing. You get help. That's how some traumas heal. Some traumas don't. Some people are not even strong enough to confront their trauma, so they push it down. So, do you understand? So these are different scenarios, different people, and some people have been in toxic relationships that are so toxic that by the time they even realize that they have been in Stockholm Syndrome with this guy, right?
Yeah.
You might be a friend and you are telling them this guy is manipulating you. This guy. You become the enemy. They'll tell you, you don't want what is best for me. The guy has slapped you, but he bought you iPhone, and you say, it's better to be crying inside the Bentley than
happy
in just a Bentley.
So sir, I don't know if I can ask you a question
Yes.
based on this. So,
Yeah,
in the context of relationship,
Yeah.
I go back there again.
yeah,
Do you think if a guy or a lady that has been abused for so long, and maybe the person has developed this connection with the abuser,
yeah.
do you think there is anyone in that situation who can find courage to come out, or maybe is even pushed out because sometimes you don't want to leave, but the abuser eventually pushes you out? It's true.
Yeah.
Do you think there's anyone who comes out, finds the courage to come out, and opens themselves up to counseling, to guidance, to praying, all of that,
They will open
and
themselves
eventually open themselves up to try another relationship where they are now treated right? Do you think
now
there is
go
a
back
chance such people don't
and start
heal
kissing
from
me.
the previous one over time?
Oh no,
That's the context I was talking.
no,
That
in
was
this
the context
case,
not the context of someone losing.
No,
No. That was too terrific and graphic.
I think what Uche was just talking about was that in the end, when you leave that relationship, you will be glad at whatever stage, right? So the first step is to walk away. I think that's what you were
So
saying.
Let me hear what.
I hear you, but where I'm coming from, I hear you. Not but what I'm trying to buttress is the fact that healing will not take place because time is counting.
Okay.
That healing has to be sought. The treatment has to be applied,
Yeah.
and over time, wholeness will take place. Do you understand what I'm saying? So for me, is that time actually will not heal the wounds if we don't apply the treatment.
Yes.
If treatment to trauma is not applied, time will not necessarily heal the wounds. Time will just be counting, and the person may be going in cycles. See, I've seen this even in the context of marriage. You have someone that is suffering trauma in an abusive marriage. You come as a counselor and you want to help, and the person that you want to help is the person that will lock you out of the door.
Yeah, but the person have not opened their heart to help,
You
to
understand?
receive that help.
Because we've seen it. Do you understand? So it can be a very strong bond to break. It can be a strong hold. You know, so when Uche spoke about applying treatment, applying prayer, yes. For some people, you have to apply every arsenal. You have to apply spiritual, you have to apply psychological, you have to apply emotional. Some people, you even have to apply medicinal. You have to give some people drugs to knock them out and able to help them. because
Okay,
it's
So what I heard,
and
sorry,
this is,
based on
and this is even this is emotional, and this is not even the trauma of war or something.
Yeah.
This is emotional, that and you still have to apply all of these things. So it's really a biggie.
So basically now, I think you've answered the question. And on the long run, because the idea when I started talking, like I said, is for people to actually ensure that they are picking something and they are applying it into their life. The question I asked, he has answered, and you can outrightly see, I think we can all agree now that if you walk out of it and seek the right help, you will definitely be able to heal from it.
Yeah.
So why not start the walking away journey? Let's start from there. That's where I was actually trying to land at. And I'm happy where the discussion has actually taken us to
I
now.
think we need to note that the first step is to walk away. But I want to just like highlight what PK was saying, because it's like, for me, I'm like, okay, that's good. I needed to hear that personally, because when you walk away, what do you do? Because people will just hear some things that are said and this is not good. Oh, this person is really not treating me right. Oh, I've been in an abusive relationship. And then they walk away from that one. But you notice that some people have patterns. You start studying them. They
dating the same kind of person in a different body.
Exactly.
So I think that's where the stuff Jumoski and PK were talking about, where we now need to recognize that, okay, you walked away, but you need to understand, why was I drawn to this? Why did I accept this? Why did I walk away? What is it in me? Because sometimes when people treat you some kind of way, it's not even them, it's you. There's certain things that you
I agree.
somehow like need to deal with that makes people feel like, okay, this is, should accept this. It's okay to do this.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Sorry. Okay, so when we are talking about you walk away, we should present it in a way that probably people should have a reason to walk away. Because there are some people who believe that religiously, okay, I will keep praying till this person change.
You see,
I will keep trying my best till this person, till things work out. Yeah, so we need to be able to
I think we were having that discussion even before we came on set, like behind the scene. And I was telling one of the ladies on is it on set? I'll be in set on set. On set. I was telling her that personally, I've realized that people do not change because maybe 1 in 100 where the Holy Spirit actually intervenes.
Yes, exactly.
But ideally, when you're dating people and you've seen some red flags, and you're praying, and while you're praying, you are proceeding with the relationship and you land in marriage, what will happen is that the reason why people would even pretend or try to act as if they've changed originally is so that they can actually have you.
So I think
the moment to get married, realize that most likely that thing will become amplified. Because in their mind, you're going nowhere.
You are right. You're actually right. So that's the reason why, you see, we need to be careful about it walking away on this show. So that some people will not say, okay, he pushed me, so I hear one place on common sense.
Yes,
they say you should walk away.
But if he pushes you, walk away while you process why he pushed you. Once a guy pushes you, if I don't wait to be pushed, once the guy lands his hand on the table, walk away. I'm unapologetic about it. Then you start processing why.
There's 2 ways.
You might die before you finish that processing.
Calm down. There's 2 ways.
I'm listening.
Yeah, if the guy slap you in face, me I face you, you can go outside. But if the guy slap you in Banana Island, do you want to go outside?
The people that are actually having that
where the slap is coming from.
So that's why we are talking about this abuse.
Exactly.
Because some people will stick to it, just like they mentioned earlier,
because of what they are
getting from it.
Exactly.
But you can actually end up not crying in the Bentley. That Bentley might be the one you use to convey your death. It's your village.
Exactly.
If you are lucky to be buried with the Bentley, some people will kill you, and they will not. Your parents will come back and take you to your rented.
Okay, let's go to the ancients of this.
For any reason.
I agree what Che is saying, because it's not.
I agree with him, but I don't want us the situation where somebody will just, because of any small reason, they are walking away. There should be a concrete reason to walk away.
Physical abuse is the balance, right? So let me bring the
ancients of days, they won't bring the balance.
Ancient of days. People are not serious. Let me bring the balance, right? And I think what will help is whether you walk away or whether you're staying, is to answer the question: how do you know you are being abused? How do you know you are in
Important.
a dysfunctional? How do you know you are in a dysfunctional relationship? How do you know, right, that what I am experiencing is a pattern of abuse? So that if and when you get the strength to walk away, you will actually know what not to walk into again.
Yeah. And you know, I like taking things from the beginning. You know, I am a big proponent of prevention is better than cure.
The cure.
Yeah, prevention really is better than cure.
So some people like to see the cure before they prevent that.
No, when the cure has come, prevention has passed.
As far as prevention of past.
Yeah, but really, prevention is better than cure.
Yeah.
So when you think of life, really, you have to develop that, call it process or that approach where you take time to study whatever new scenario or new event or new thing is happening in your life or about to happen in your life. Example, when you're going to secondary school, right? Your parents would try to find out a little more about
The school.
secondary school.
Yeah.
What's it about? What kind of school? They'll do some fact finding before they choose which one and then send you there, right?
Yeah.
Where they have a choice and so on. You're going to uni. You, by that time, you're involved, right? You're thinking, oh, my friends are in this school, then I want to go there. You're finding out some things. You don't just wake up and show up in a school. So the same thing when you're saying, okay, I think very soon I should be ready to start dating or to start looking for who my life partner will be and stuff like that. You actually really need to take time to find out what's relationship all about. What does good look like? What kind of person should I be looking for? So that you can start to spot them and start practicing with even the people that just are around you, your classmates, your friends. Start to notice the trends. Oh, that's that red flag we're talking about. You know, if you equip yourself with knowledge, right, it becomes power for you. Power to save you from trauma in the future, right? But if you don't take the time to read, to educate yourself, then you will not know enough to say no when that trauma is approaching you and saying hello, hi. Oh, I've never seen a girl as beautiful as you. And you're like, oh. Meanwhile, it's trauma that's talking. It's literally trauma, but you couldn't identify him. So really, learning is important. But I want to take it from the angle of how you should avoid falling into this type of scenario, okay? And the first one is be aware of what red flags are, which is what I just talked about. Inform yourself, educate yourself. What are red flags? When you see somebody being excessively controlling, somebody trying to isolate you from your friends and family, you know, somebody trying to make himself or herself
So
your
correction,
entire
don't say
world.
him. Don't say him.
Didn't you hear me? I said himself or herself. That's what I just said now. Your entire world. Do you understand? You have to look out for that, because if you don't, then you might just think, oh, he loves me so much. He wants me all to himself. Oh, I'm so
All the time.
and you're feeling so cool. Meanwhile, that is isolation the person is creating for you, okay? And then you have to check for things like someone who is minimizing your own needs. So you say,
Making you look small.
yes, I need this, or I'm working on this, and they're trying to play it down, you know? Or something has happened. They have treated you badly. And you're trying to say, hey, I didn't like that
The way you treated me.
and they rationalize it away, like, oh, it was because of this, or it's you that caused it, and so on and so
It was
forth.
the way you
Gaslighting.
responded. Yes, gaslighting. Thank
So
you.
that's just those
It
are
was
red
the way you
flags.
responded. That's why
Yeah, those are red flags. So, but and this is just a very short list of red flags.
Yeah.
So please, these days it's easy. Pick up your phone, Google it, or ask AI, or whichever. Find different sources. Read a book.
Yeah.
Discuss with some older friends that you have. What are some red flags I need to know about? Then the second one is maintaining your independence. And I like the very first one here, which is maintain your financial independence. Jimoski said, do you want to, if you are slapped in Banana Island, will you walk out? Yes, you will walk out if you are financially independent. Even if see the
Even if it's
sometimes
just bungalow
see,
you can buy,
really
you walk
think
out.
about it. How many rooms do you need to live in?
Yeah.
But
Think of it. What is how
it's
much?
the
How much?
prestige.
Wait now.
It's
How
the
much
prestige.
It's
luxury?
the profile.
How
the
much
profile.
luxury do you need? Think about it.
Baby
How
girl
many
life.
cars do you need? Think about it.
Soft life.
What do you need? Does the bag need to be expensive for it to carry the things that you want to put in it?
No, but
Do you
if
understand?
I show it on social media, they'll be like, oh,
I need follow her on social media.
yeah.
So is it
Influencer.
enough to die for?
For.
These are questions you need to
Yeah,
ask yourself.
yeah, yeah.
So maintain your financial independence,
Independence, yeah.
okay? Maintain your emotional independence.
Uh-huh.
Look, you should be able to come to the point where you say, even if I am alone, I would rather be alone and happy than to be with someone and be miserable.
That's a heightened sense of
Sense of
self
self, yeah.
self-awareness.
Yeah, just
Self-
let
you
love
are-
yourself.
exactly.
Know yourself and love yourself.
Exactly,
And please
exactly.
learn to, if nobody will talk to me, how will I survive? Think about it.
Because
I will.
people are
So
trying
that
to get
means you
their
need to
identity
find
from.
your interest,
Mhm.
your own interest. There are things that you can do by yourself and be happy by yourself.
Yourself, yeah.
But when you keep making yourself dependent on people for your happiness and for your joy and for your all of those things, then people can take advantage of you easily because you're so dependent. Social support systems outside that relationship, very important. Don't cut your family away. Don't cut your siblings off. Don't cut your some of your childhood friends that were good to you.
What are your circles? Your social. Your
Don't
social.
cut all those people off because somebody says, "Oh, I don't like it. I'm not really cool with these friends of yours. They're not really my kind, and they're trying to act like they're so special. You should leave everybody else and follow them. Don't do that. That will not help you. Okay. So allow yourself to know that healthy love that is healthy comes with freedom. It comes with freedom, not control. Not you must do what I say. Full stop. You rise. You rise when I say rise. You fall when I say fall. Everything is about me. No, you're not a puppet now. It's puppet that's as they're pulling the strings.
Muppet
Now,
babies.
no, please, that's not you. Okay, then self-worth.
Mm.
You have to build your self-worth. Because the fact is, if you don't have self-worth, anybody can tell you that without
you're
me,
worth.
you are not.
Yes, I like
And you'll
that.
be-
If you don't have self-worth, anybody can tell you what you're worth and you accept it.
Yes, and they'll tell you this is whatever I'm giving you is good enough.
No,
that's
whatever I can
answer.
afford for the market business, I will pay for you. It's just that somebody want to buy a business. it's just whatever I can afford, I will pay for
I'll
you.
pay for it.
Yeah, but when you are done, I have a question to ask when you are done.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, so build self-worth. Then the next is stay connected to trusted friends. Okay, we talked about that. Your
Yes,
mentors, your
trusted,
family. Then seek professional help. So sometimes people think it's only when things are going bad that they should seek for help.
That's a problem.
But you can actually make your life easy by seeking for help before things go wrong. Sometimes it may just be, hey, I'm about to get into this thing called relationships. Who can I be talking to? You may not necessarily need to go all out to meet a professional coach, counselor, and stuff like that. You may just start with, who is that mentor, that person that I know is looking out for my interest that I can talk to. At least just compare the little things. But if you are affluent enough and you can actually afford the services of a professional, why not?
See me here. And
Yeah.
just to buttress
the last
before,
one.
No, before you leave this
Oh,
point.
okay.
Before you leave this point, who is a mentor? A mentor is someone who has been where you want to be. So when you realize that a mentor is someone that has been where you are, what you need to do then is to say, where do I want to be? I'm about to enter a relationship, or I am in a relationship that is beginning to get serious, or I'm in a marriage and I'm noticing some things. Who is someone that is where I want to be? Who can I see around me that their relationship is working? Do you understand? Or that I can talk to. That's simply put who a mentor is. And you don't. When it's not every time that you need to be worrying, oh, how much are they going to charge me? For example, in our practice in Common Sense, a lot of the first contacts that we have is free, right? And when we have that first contact can tell us, hey, this person just needs prayer. We'll pray for you. Come and be going. But do you understand? The first contact can just be this person needs common sense. And will tell you, Baba, if you want to pay for the session, or you can pay, and this is what we will do. But you see your own particular case, it just needs common sense. You just need to learn how to say no, and you'll be fine. But Bobby, what I find before you go to that last point is the fact that a number of people, the reason why they get into some of these, these relationships that are like hooks and claws, right, is because they are looking for excitement. Boring.
Oh yeah.
Safe
is boring.
Safe is boring. Do you understand? Safe is boring. Chaos feels exciting. So if he doesn't beat me, how will I know that he loves me?
Okay, KJ, why?
Trauma.
I think KJ, PK.
So
why
can I ask you a question?
are people? It's weird.
It-
Why would somebody want? Why is some? I just want to be happy. I just want peace. Why does somebody want chaos?
But let me
Why?
tell you the truth. Some lady said to me, my problem is that when I am upset, when I'm angry, he doesn't lash back at me. He just keeps quiet and walk away. So I said, excuse me, let me understand. You want when you are angry, he too should be angry. Yes, so that it can show that he cares. Because if he's controlling himself and walking away, it doesn't show that he cares. So I need to see his emotion to show that. Do you understand? So sometimes some things are, so the chaos feels like it's exciting. So by the time he beats me and tells me sorry, there's a lot of so it's like a combination of dopamine and what's the other one? Cortisol. So what you have there is addiction. Is bad for you, is good for you, is bad for you, it feels good at the same time.
Interesting.
So some people are addicted to dysfunctional relationships.
Wow.
Your
Okay.
last point.
All right. The last one.
Question.
Yes, the last one is boundaries and consequences. So you have to learn to say no. And someone said the other day that no is a complete sentence.
It's a complete sentence.
You have to learn to say
No.
no and enforce your boundaries and walk away from relationships that consistently violate your dignity. I think what I would like to add is learn to say no early. Because sometimes you excuse the first time and then you excuse the first slap and then you excuse the first talking down on you in private, then eventually he talks or she talks down on you in public. And then but you keep excusing. By the time it gets so big, it's like you don't know where to start saying no because you permitted it up to this point. So why not just permit this little extra? But you should be able to identify trash from the beginning so that as they're serving it to you, you are saying, no, I do not accept this. I don't eat trash. So please take it back, okay? I would rather not be here for you to serve me than to continue this. Yeah. So,
Okay,
Jimaski,
I have a question to ask. So, before we end this show or continue, somebody have to be responsible for a trauma in a relationship. And that's what I really want us to look at today. One of the reasons that you can find such thing in a relationship is lack of trust. Yeah, if I'm dating Yoma and as time go on, she don't trust me. She doesn't know where this relationship is going. Certain things will start coming to her mind. That's it. So my question I want to ask us is who should take responsible for trauma in your relationship? And if I'm going to answer first before they crucify me, I'm definitely going to say the other gender, because ladies are you start the relationship with a lady there, and maybe probably what your mind is not thinking, what your direction, and they start putting you into that position built on jealousy. They start creating certain conversation that, in fact, there are some conversations that somebody will create. The way you will respond, it will look offensive to them. That argument will start coming. So let's look at this. Should the lady take responsibility for trauma in relationship, or who should be responsible? Uche.
He's saying Uche. So trauma, who should take responsibility for trauma?
Yeah.
I think if I'm to give you a candid answer, Mama B has already done justice to that.
Yeah.
Because if you don't recognize that you are acting out of your past traumas and all of that, you wouldn't know what to do. And the other person too, let's say you're, just like you said, give the example of you and Yoma.
Yeah.
Let's say you're acting up and you can't even identify that you're acting
up.
from a place of trauma. And she too is responding, not recognizing that, this guy has a lot of trauma issues. There's bound to be this thing. So I would recommend, as a general rule, everybody should go learn, go and seek knowledge on what this trauma. If you're really serious about not living with a trauma, with someone that is yet to updating your trauma, and if you don't want to become the trauma someone else will have to date, just go and read up. She mentioned the Meta AI. I have full-blown conversations with Meta AI on WhatsApp sometimes, and you can't really get it wrong. I know it's an infusion of a number of things, but you carry up common sense too and ask the question, so that with the signs or with the key points they will give to you, you're able to identify, am I really bringing my past trauma into this relationship, or is this person unable to accommodate things that are normal? Maybe to her it is not normal, still as a result of trauma.
Sorry, Mr. Uche, if you are going to compare it with your past relationship or any other with our past relationship, we walk out of relationship based on probably the relationship is very toxic, or probably we find the person is cheating, or unfaithfulness. But abuse is not something that is like common in relationship these days. Yeah. So if you are going to tell your audience, maybe probably any of your past relationship where you find out she walk out, or maybe you walk out, who do you think?
But before we get there, sorry, I'm very sorry. That last question that you asked first, before we now enter this,
that's what I see here.
The reason why is because that question, if you want to, I'm sorry, I hear you, but it's just that I'm like, can we like finish with that? Because that thing is serious.
Exactly.
Right? And if we're approaching issues in relationships or issues in the world from the perspective of women or men, we're already missing it.
Come on.
Okay.
We're
already missing, because we live in a broken world.
Bam.
And everybody has some level of brokenness.
That they are carrying with them.
There is no gender that is bad. That mindset of men this, women that. There is no men this. There is no men that. There is human beings.
But there can never be a balance. Definitely.
So it's not about the gender. So a woman, I've been in a relationship, I shared it last week, right? Where I was in a relationship, I was not abusive. But when I came out of the relationship, I noticed that I sunk that relationship. I'm not talking about, because it's easy for us to just be throwing stones. Sometimes it's good for us to be practical about the things that we've learned, that we have learned from ourselves, so that somebody watching and listening will not feel like, oh, maybe it's some other people. It's not same way. It's not you, it's probably not me. But it was me. Right? I was not abusive, but I came out of that relationship and I realized that, oh shit, we were the problem in that relationship.
Wow.
All the time you were there, you didn't see.
So that's the thing. So if you make it a gender thing, if you say it's women, then a guy that is having some of those weaknesses will not look within. If you say it's men, a woman that's having something that she needs to work on will not look within.
Very spot on, actually.
Yoma, you are so spot on. What I was going to share was to answer his question, but you've hit both the nail on the head and the head on the nail. You hit all of them together. Because for me, I see it from a place of humans. We are in a broken world and we're all humans. And everybody, that's why I always encourage this thing, because something I did for myself. Everybody needs to take on a journey of self-discovery.
Absolutely.
A journey of self-discovery. For me, it took me 1 year. But now, if you come to my consult, we can do it for you in 6 to 8 weeks. But it took me 1 year, where you can ask yourself definite questions. Like Yoma was saying, you don't know when you are doing these things. I didn't know certain things I was doing. But for me, I had to carry like a checklist. like a checklist. Some of my checklist, it's like, okay, what are the things that Kingsley does? As in, who is Kingsley? What are the things that are common to Kingsley? What are the things that are patterns in Kingsley's life, both in his life as an individual when he's alone, in his life as in relation to other people, in his life in relationship to women, in his life in relationship to men. I just had to look at those things. And I saw that I had some bad habits like that are common to me. I'm not going to share. You people are waiting for me to say. I'm not going to share it. I'm not going to share it on this, not on this. We don't have the time on this episode. But I saw those things that were common to me. And I say, oh, these are actually things that people have complained. And in fact, one of the things I can share for you very quickly, that I did is I had to ask friends of mine, I had to ask them a question that Jesus asked in the Bible: who do men say that I am? I had to ask my friend. I asked like different people, both people that were friends, people that were colleagues, I just asked them, what are the things that you can say about me? Some will try to say, some will try to say nice things. Your friends will tell you they will tell you the cocoa. Do you understand about you? And you can take it. I'm not trying to be good. I'm trying to fix me. Do you understand? I'm trying to fix myself, because if you are not whole, it is difficult to identify a wholesome relationship.
Yeah.
Because you are always going to be seen through the lens of dysfunction.
Through your tinted
lens. Do you understand? If your lens is not clear, you are always going to be seeing other things. Even somebody wearing white, as long as you're having a blue lens, somebody wearing white will look like he's blue because your lens is discolored. So that's why the place to begin, I would say, responsibility. It begins with self.
Yeah.
You as a person, check yourself, take that journey and know this is where I am, so that you can now begin to see clearly. In fact, you can even know the kind of person to look for, and you can know how to spot some of these red flags a mile away.
Yeah.
Because you have done the job.
Yeah.
Personally.
And still speaking about responsibility, everybody has to take responsibility for their lives. Do you understand? Because the moment you start saying it was somebody's fault, you have given
abdicate.
Yes, you have given the power to somebody else. Meaning you say it was their fault, it's because of them, and that means that you will not look within to do any adjustment before you get into the next one, or even to improve things in your marriage, for instance, if you're married.
You still finish this thought. Even the whole concept of always looking for someone else to be responsible is a pattern, is a dysfunction. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So that's what I wanted to point out. That if something happens and you are always looking for someone else to be responsible or someone else to blame, it's a pattern that you should say, hey, calm down. Why am I like this?
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Yeah. So you should actually take responsibility. Say, for instance, the person who is, in quotes, the abuser in a relationship needs to take responsibility for the abuse. I am the one that caused this abuse. And if that person does, they may sit down and say, hey, it seems that I am abusive. How do I stop this? Where is it coming from? I need help. And then they go and get help. But if they said, she triggered me or he started it and stuff, they will not do anything. Meaning they will not resolve that issue, and it will keep affecting relationship after relationship in the future, right? Yeah. The person who may be receiving the ill treatment, it's to say, how did I get here? There are some choices that I made that brought me here. I said yes to going out with this person, or I accepted to marry this person, or do you understand? You made certain decisions, or I allowed people to refer to connect me to this guy, and I didn't do my due diligence. Do you understand? Sit and think, how did I get here? What made me feel this was love? These are questions to ask yourself. What made me feel this was love? Because if you thought it was love and then later on you found out that it was abuse, then you need to say, my thinking, my view is wrong. How do I why is it wrong?
What's my
And
definition
then
of love?
how to change it
Mm.
so that going forward you'll be able to identify what is wrong or what is evil as evil and what is good as good.
Which you wanted to say
Yes.
something?
Yes, so I wanted to share. Maybe this is where I would actually, because of I'm sure our time is
Yeah.
actually running. I'll just a particular pattern of abuse I've seen in the lives of people. Now, unfortunately, it's been guys, but I know you can still see it in ladies. And what is this type of abuse? From the very beginning of the relationship, each time they do something that you do not accept, because sometimes the recipient of this abuse,
Dysfunction.
dysfunction, they pick it up at the beginning. But just like PK said earlier, they end up excusing it.
Yeah.
So one pattern I've noticed in a number, it's one too many, is that someone acts up. Someone does something that you know is quite unacceptable, and you tell them, their response is to flare up. They just get angry.
That's very
Just
common these
know
days.
number one
Very common these
is
days.
because there is really nothing to give you as a reason for
Yeah.
it. It's just that they are
Very
spoiled.
common.
Their parents have been taking the rubbish from them. So the only thing they can do is to flare up. Why is this extremely dangerous? Number one, when you start tolerating it from the relationship, know that even if you catch that partner on top of another person, that anger, once it has come up, because you've taught yourself how to take it, because I don't want him to flare up, I don't want her to flare up. Over time, you don't know what you're teaching your brain is how not to react in similar situations. You will not react. And the more dangerous, or the more dangerous thing about it is the children you're bringing into the relationship are also watching.
And
Your
they're
son
getting
is watching
traumatized.
how not to be responsible for their action, rather how to throw tantrums when they are caught in something that is dysfunctional. Please watch out for this. Unfortunately, the two people I know that saw this in the relationship, and in one case, I was the one trying to warn, don't accept this from this guy. This is the beginning. Draw the line. Let him flare up. Let him break his phone.
Yeah,
let
but
him
let's
break
say-
his head.
yes.
Get him to take responsibility. If not, walk out of
away.
it. The second person was from my wife's side. Both marriages, the people are managing the marriage. And I feared it might not even last.
Wow.
One is almost 7 years old in the marriage, but the woman is extremely unhappy and cannot even express that she's
I
unhappy.
think earlier on,
The second one too.
That
The
lady,
lady
sorry,
is-
take it again. Like, cannot even.
Unfortunately, because she has
earlier on, I mentioned how some people
in a relationship.
Someone that's supposed to be your partner, like your person, like your. So one of the things that I dream of in relationship, contrary to what a lot of people
Please
say,
hold on to your
No,
thought. I'd like
is
to hear.
that I want somebody that will be my person.
Mm.
I want someone I can come back home from a
In your
very
corner.
hard day,
In your
and this
corner.
is my guy. This
Yoma,
person,
you're not asking
and
for
also
something
his
that should be
person.
peculiar to you. You're asking for something that
That
should be
basic.
norm.
That should be the norm.
It
Yes.
should be the norm.
So I'm not thinking that that person that's supposed to be my support system from the whole world. Like, this is my safe space. Even if the world is burning down, that is the place you can go to and be safe. It's now the person that you cannot tell
That's
How
the person
you're
that's
feeling.
That's the person
for
that
the
gives
fear
trauma.
of how
when
you
they are
react.
hurting you. It's not even how you're feeling. No, it's not like you cannot tell them when other people are hurting you. Like, I've been in a friendship like that. Funny enough, I'm just thinking about that as well. Not a male. This was a female, and every time I try to say anything, the person will get offended, and I'm like, if you're my friend,
So like what he said earlier on, that the marriage been 7 years now, and the woman is not unhappy.
It's unhappy.
It's unhappy.
So unhappy service. Some of these things may be what I said earlier on. It may be religion, and probably she believed that prayer will work.
No. She never believed. Since I know this people in this situation, she never believed it to be. Just that she did not nip it.
address it. She
Yeah,
didn't
I'm
address
coming there. Yeah, you may think that she doesn't believe, but there's certain belief in her that this person will change. Yeah.
Somebody made a statement. I don't know if it's from our host or from here.
Yeah.
You teach people how to treat you. So, we've been talking, and at the beginning, I had mentioned that this toxicity and trauma and all of that,
Yeah.
they are not necessarily tied to just romantic relationships.
Yeah.
Because even our workplaces, I would usually tell people that you show people or teach them how to treat you.
Mm.
When I threw in my resignation letter, my boss called me. Is anyone bullying you? Are you unhappy? Is there anything? Because she's someone I feel genuinely cares about me or cares.
Yeah.
It doesn't really matter whichever one. And while we were talking about it, I was like, no. And later when we were processing it, I was just thinking through it with my wife. I'm like, nobody will even have the guts to want to bully me. It's not pride. No, you just don't get that aura around you.
Yes.
Somebody you can actually bully. No matter what you're bringing to the table, I'll walk out on you. So it's in whatever form of relationship you find yourself, make up your mind to actually intentionally lay it on the table how you want to be treated. If you keep quiet at the first misbehavior, it will not go away. It will be reinforced. And once you start getting that reinforcement, believe me, you enjoy it for the rest of your life. So if you've not gotten anything from me, teach people how you want to be treated. Eventually, that's how they will treat you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Awesome. So I think today's show has been.
I think this is one of those shows this is one of those episodes that you need to share the link, and don't just share the link, but share the link and remind people to watch it.
Yes, especially if you know, you can even do targeted sharing.
Yeah.
If you know somebody that is in this kind of relationship and you didn't know before how to talk to them, you can just send them the link and tell them, there's this show, you really need to watch it. Because really, sometimes it's difficult to tell somebody outright, hey, your guy or your babe is abusive. You can see it, but they can't see it. So this might just be the tool that will help you help them. Okay, so go ahead and share this. And for all of you that have been with us up to this point, thank you.
Thank you.
And for our panel, thank you. Thank you for
Thank
always
you.
bringing the different perspectives. We really appreciate it. For the team that is always keeping the camera rolling, the lights on, and just making this work. Thank you so much.
But I have one last thing to say. Don't dine with dysfunction, and don't be trapped in your trauma.
Can you say that again?
Let me say it.
This man.
Don't dine
with dysfunction, and don't be trapped in your trauma. Yourself, you're too proud.
Don't dine in dysfunction and don't be trapped in.
So what if the trauma is dollars? The person should not be trapped.
You must be. Life is not. Life does not constitute the majority of your possessions. Please, there's more to life than money. Yes,
All right,
money is an enabler. All right, everybody. See you next week on CSFR.
And as we
always say, common sense.
Common sense is not so common. Bye. Bye.
Let's go.